तो रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन है भाई. और इसी के साथ शुरुआत करते हुए चिलम चिल पॉडकास्ट एपिसोड 19. आज का एपिसोड इज़ वेरी स्पेशल. वी हैव एडेड सम ब्यूटी टू द पॉडकास्ट. इससे पहले तुम लोग केवल हम लोग का चेहरा देख रहा था और शायद तुम लोग को चेहरा पसंद नहीं आ रहा था. हाँ अब हाँ पूरा ये होना चाहिए. क्या बोलते वो Yin yang, हाँ yin yang bro. Yes, so we can just go around quickly and have introductions.
Alright, I'll start.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Hello everyone, my name is Rashi and I'm a software developer. So about me, I am currently learning Bharatnatyam dance and cool. I do yoga and I'm trying to learn advanced yoga as well. And right now I'm on the journey to fulfill my childhood dream. So that's what I'm doing right now.
That's great.
Okay, I'm Shreshta and I am a UI UX designer and also a full-time actor.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Hi everyone, I'm Snehva and I'm a master's student in genetics and pretty different from the field they are. And my hobbies are singing, dancing, doing bakchodi with these
Drawing?
people.
You draw,
painting,
right?
yeah.
You paint.
Yeah,
हम
painting.
बता रहे इसने और क्या.
दोस्त किस काम के लिए?
Yes. You were saying that you do yoga.
Yeah.
So like, do you do it regularly or?
Regularly, every day, every morning.
So what do you do, like asanas or pranayam?
Asanas. Pranayam on Wednesday only, but rest of the days asanas.
Like, is there a reason for that or ऐसी मतलब Wednesday क्यों?
The instructor told we are going to do pranayam
Achha.
on the Wednesday.
So you've like gotten trained somewhere like?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a proper instructor, yoga
Nice.
instructor. Yeah.
And Shreshta, you mentioned you're an actor. So have you been a part of something that we might have seen? Kuch?
I'm not sure. Recently I had shot a few ads.
Okay.
Might have seen that. I shot an ad for Isle. I'm not
Isle?
sure if it's out yet. Isle dating app.
Okay, yeah.
And then I also shot for My Muse.
Okay, what is that?
It's a sexual wellness brand.
Okay.
They sell massagers and everything.
Hey, did you see that ad with Johnny Sins?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. What was it?
Yes.
Gold care.
Oh, shocking.
That was crazy. And the whole
Come on
theme.
one more podcast also. I saw the entire podcast.
Tanmay Bhatt.
Yeah. It was so cool.
So मस्त उसका मतलब the way it was set also मतलब पूरा टीवी सीरियल का उन लोग थीम था ना कि आपके भाई क्या था सब
आपके भाई का बप्पू कांड डांस.
आपका जॉनी का सिंस जॉनी सिंस नहीं करता है. जॉनी सिंस लेवल
He was saying इंडिया में ही सबसे ज्यादा फैंस है उसके.
हाँ वो बोला
India में सबसे ज्यादा population
जैसा बोला आपने कि मतलब अच्छा वो टॉपिक तो आया नहीं है ना.
कौन सा टॉपिक?
वो approach वाला.
अप्रोच वाला हाँ नहीं that was really cool. Bold care.
हाँ it was really cool.
Yeah, so that was that. और क्या? What we were talking about?
So my news, huh? Please continue. It's very interesting.
And then I've done a few short films. Shot for one of the web series, which is not out yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Web series is in Kannada and English.
Okay.
And one of my recent short film was from a community called SAM, Sunday Actors Meet. So it's every Sunday all of the actors come and then we improv.
Okay.
It's more like a shopping, like actor shopping. A director
Okay.
can come, a producer, anyone can come. They can see the actors act and pick.
That
the
sounds
style.
like a. Do you
Yeah,
follow
it's
hip hop? Do you follow hip hop?
Yes.
So they have these.
Right.
क्या बोलते हैं उसको यार? Freestyle.
हाँ. Freestyle, yeah.
अबे यार भूल कैसे सकते हैं हम ये चीज़? अबे उन लोग जो खड़ा होता है.
रोस्ट करता है ना वही.
नहीं
Not
वो
roasting.
roasting नहीं bro. Cypher yes. So hip hop cypher right? Like
Something
people
like
gather
that, yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, so wait. Okay. So that, and then we did a project, as in we did a series of short films where it's more or less how if you have a story and if you have the actor, you don't need the budget. That was the motto of it.
Okay.
So we did that series. That's also out on Instagram. But yeah.
Nice.
I think it is very impressive that you are doing all of these things while
And-
being a UX
yeah,
designer.
that is impressive.
Very
That is really
impressive.
impressive.
So how's it like juggling both of these things, and like of course you need time for yourself and all friends and all. How do you manage all of this?
Acting is the priority.
Okay.
So like once you've set your priorities, I think you know pretty much. So anytime I get a acting gig, I'm leaving everything and running. So
Okay.
I'm it doesn't matter. So that's I left my job I think 4 months back
Hmm.
and picked into freelancing.
Okay.
So now it's been I'm the boss. So I
Okay.
can just be like, today I'm not doing. I'm running there.
So you've set yourself in a manner ki you have time for everything.
yeah.
We were talking about that ना bold care. ये एक नया चीज़ है ना. People don't talk about this.
Right.
मतलब इंडिया में तो they don't. Yeah. तो I think this is a new thing that is like अब बात कर रहे हैं लोग. Like what are your thoughts on like sex के around conversation in our society, the way it is it changing, is it getting better or is it getting worse?
I definitely think it's getting better. I mean, at least people are talking about it, which is good.
Yep.
A lot. I mean, I don't know if I'm right in that way, but I think by just speaking it, a lot of things can change.
Yeah, मतलब एक ऐसा taboo बना के just keeping it in a box. I
Yeah.
mean, that is a part of the problem because people don't know stuff. Like we were talking about people coming and approaching, right? So we are not taught, like
Exactly.
Rashi said कि you should be chivalrous. But chivalry सिखाने के लिए भी तो कोई चाहिए.
Exactly.
Exactly. Once you speak about it, right? Like,
Yeah.
for example, just saying a person A and B. B is absolutely not nowhere near chivalry.
Okay.
And then the other one is okay with talking about it and is like, no, I think if you approach a girl like this, maybe like this, it'll work. So just the talking could help. Maybe
Yep.
that person could take it up and
Yeah, right. I
follow.
feel the same.
Even if you have like a role model at home, yeah, that helps. Like if your father is chivalrous, you will definitely learn from him.
that's
Yeah.
always there, but I mean
then
we
you
did
need-
we see
obviously need
in
somebody.
our what not like in our not families but in our generation of not our generation, the previous generation, that hasn't been like the case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's very hard to find, even if it is there, but where is it now?
Like they say, na, you need a village to grow a child, right?
Yeah.
They say you need a village to grow a child. So even if there's a role model at home, मतलब तुम्हारा वो society वैसा होना चाहिए that allows you to express things. And if we are moving in that direction, I think that's good. Yeah.
But I think apart from family, apart from society, now it is the age where everyone is educated. Everyone must have a motive. This should have a sense of direction. कि अभी parents को blame नहीं करना है, society को blame नहीं करना है. As an individual, मेरा क्या motive है, मुझे किस तरह का बनना है.
Exactly.
That is also more important because पहले people were not very opinionated. I guess I would like to assume that.
I feel that.
हाँ, अभी अगर आपको education है, अभी आप शहरों में रह रहे हो, you see people on internet, तो अभी it is your responsibility as well to reach out, to understand कि हमें भी improve होना है. It is not just the society or family.
Exactly.
Also, to add to her point, it's we always forget कि our parents are also being the first timers. It's not like they have done some course or anything.
Exactly.
जैसे हम लोग भी we are also becoming teenage and everything. Our parents are also achieving those milestones
But
first
there's no
time.
guidebook how to raise a
they
child.
are allowed to do some mistakes. I think. I mean, that's what we can't blame them for that.
Yeah.
So that's that.
I believe, and I believe that you learn from society only. That's the main thing. And जो हम लोग इन अराउंड देखे हैं बचपन से हमारे दोस्त लोग भी जो रहे तो मोस्टली दोस्त लोगों का भी ऐसा माइंड सेट रहता था कि भाई सॉर्ट ऑफ फेटिश इन देयर माइंड कि वो भाई सेक्स को लेके उस कुछ ज़्यादा ही सेक्सुअलाइज कर देते थे कोई भी चीज़ को एक्सट्रीम. तो हमारे अंदर भी वो चीज़ रह गया और उसके कारण एक तरह से मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल इन इंडिया आई वुड से दे हैव डेवलप्ड अ सॉर्ट ऑफ इनसिक्योरिटी इन देम to talk about these
I
things.
think porn.
Yeah,
Porn
exactly.
is the
Porn is one of the major factors.
I think सबसे बड़ा रीज़न क्या है इसका ना, जैसे स्कूल में बच्चा लोग रहता है, they separate boys and girls in the beginning also, right? Like for boys it is a punishment कि आज तेरे को लड़की के साथ बैठा है.
मेरे साथ होता था bro. I used to talk a lot.
तो वहीं से आ जाता है, like they start viewing women as like they're not human. They're
it's
different
different,
species of
yeah,
human
right.
or whatever.
जैसे रिसेंटली कोलंबिया में ना शायद कोकेन लीगल हुआ, so they legalized coke in British Columbia. So what happened after that, the overall consumption, they had a मतलब basic figure कि कितना है, मतलब estimation, but the number dropped.
Yeah.
So this is, we were talking about this in one of our podcasts कि किसी भी चीज को अगर if you shun it, if you ban it, if you
People
मतलब ऐसा
tend to do
blanket
it more.
बिछा दिया उसके ऊपर,
Remove the curiosity.
yes yes,
Just
so
remove.
उससे क्या होता है ना, people are like अबे ये तो करना है, ये मना किया तो ये करना है, चुल रहा था ना, so as humans we are curious, so that is the thing I think, मतलब if you make it very normal right from a very young age, जैसे as simple as साथ में बैठना कि तुम्हारा
I
दोस्त
agree.
हो गया, I don't know how it works in like big cities, but the place we are from वो ऐसे ही था, एकदम separate
no,
separate.
Bangalore also.
If you are from KV and stuff like that, केंद्रीय विद्यालय हो that, उधर तो बहुत ज़्यादा ही है, मतलब they will sit, make you sit differently and all that. तो वो चीज़ है, that is good. Yeah, that was my 2 cents.
I like to interrupt fan speed.
Yeah.
Sound.
Thank you. हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? हम लोग yeah.
We should start.
We
We
should
should
start, yeah.
We should just
Chill
let
us.
you guys- chill us, chill हम चलो चलते हैं, bye bye, टाटा. हाँ, so we were talking.
Like coming to the talking part, right? How just speaking about it. Maybe like if you think before Instagram or before that, the world before that, even if I spoke about something that has to be right, it could be probably around 10 people. Max to max be around 100 people. If I was in a village or anything, it could be around a mic with people gathered, like 100 people gathered or something. But now when I speak about it, it reaches a lot more audience, right?
Exactly.
And they know.
There's so many more eyeballs.
Yeah, and
Like,
they're also learning. As much as they are not learning something,
Yeah.
they're also like, maybe, yeah. It
Tying
could
back
work
to
like
her
that.
point, she was saying that people have gotten more opinionated. I think it is because of that. इतना ज़्यादा information
Correct,
है
correct,
ना।
correct,
सब-
correct.
जब हम लोग बैठ के यार हम लोग पूरा defense analyst है,
Goods and bads. Yeah.
geopolitical analyst.
Yeah.
See, हर चीज का supporter जैसे होगा वैसे उसके non supporters भी होंगे.
But
So
there was
whatever content you are consuming, it should be with responsibility.
I think one important thing, because इतना ज़्यादा information है ना, so we have to learn to unlearn stuff.
Exactly.
Because we're consuming so much, फिर लग रहा है ये क्या, मतलब we have to recognize first of all कि ये गलत है, and then we have to unlearn it कि that doesn't come and become a part of your personality, right?
You should be open to changing your views. ऐसा नहीं
Yeah.
कि एक बार जो सीख लिया वो ही रहेगा, वैसा नहीं होना चाहिए.
That's, I don't know, personally, that's so difficult for me.
Exactly.
It is
Because
difficult.
If I'm purchasing a book, right, the minute I see reviews, I don't know, it's stuck in my head. I can't give an
exactly.
opinion.
Somewhere I read one line. I don't know by who said it. I don't know. But the line is, almost 90% of the thoughts, your views are not yours.
Yeah.
They are,
yes.
they
Right,
are
right.
coming from
They
your
are
external
coming
environment. So that's why I said you must always have a motive. You must understand what exactly you are imbibing. You should know कि हमें क्या बनना है basically. किस तरह का
Should be
किस
clear
direction
about
में
your
जाना
goal.
है.
Yeah, definitely.
Mental clarity is very
Like
important.
Shreshta was saying, the era before this digitalization, we didn't have this Instagram and Reels and YouTube. So people used to go and speak in mic, and they used to spread message through like within the community, public gathering and those things. Like that thing impacted community a lot. Compared to what we have here in Instagram or let's say in Quora or any somewhere else.
Discord.
Yeah, foreign places. तो डिजिटलाइजेशन तुम्हारा इम्पैक्ट को भी कम कर दिया है, बिकॉज जो कंजम्पशन जो रहता है ना वो रेट, क्योंकि कंज्यूम करके यू विल कीप इट, बट आफ्टर अ डे और टू you'll just forget it.
I'm not sure about
you
it.
won't
Like
remember.
there are some podcasters who are really good and who have a very clear mindset कि इसी टाइप का
करना क्या है.
कंटेंट बनाना है. They have followers जो strictly follow कर रहे हैं.
ये मेरे को क्या लग रहा है ना, उसको अगर बेटर एक्सप्लेन करें तो जैसे कि जब एक आदमी बोलता है ना तो ये लिसन कि अच्छा ये बोल रहा है, इसके पास कुछ नॉलेज है, बट अभी क्या हो गया ना, सब बोलने लग गए,
सबके पास knowledge है.
तो उसमें क्या होता है ना कि जैसे आई सॉ, डू यू गाइस नो डेव शपेल?
No.
ही इज अ कॉमेडियन.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, तो वो he was talking in special कि in his generation if some tragedy used to happen, people used to care more. But अभी क्या है, every day in the news you'll read कि something happened, something tragic happened, so you develop a kind of a, क्या बोलेंगे, a thick skin. Because how many times you get upset about stuff?
What do you want to say about Poonam Pandey's stunt?
Yeah, stuff like that. So people use वो भी shock value के लिए using Instagram and all that.
I mean, see, that is the thing. Her motive was to create awareness about cervical cancer.
Yeah.
But the mode she chose was really...
Yeah, that is what I'm saying कि
Controversial.
क्या हो गया ना कि people कि मतलब she had to fake her death to bring attention because people do not care if she posted क्या है cervical cancer ठीक है मतलब people have become that because so much of information or so much you consume every day you cannot be पहले तो पूरा अपना attention दे नहीं सकते तुम और attention दे भी रहे तो sympathize तो नहीं कर रहे हो क्या
I mean, I don't know, like, see, I got the news of Poonam Pandey. I think most of us did, right? How many people other than us did it reach? I don't think it reached my mom and dad, who are also supposed to have an awareness of cervical cancer.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it didn't reach. Like, what kind of a PR is that? Like, that's not...
A lot of people who took subscriptions.
yeah, see, most of the people who knew her for what she's done before or in and around, know her.
95% boys.
Yeah, definitely.
We
So,
do not have cervixes.
So this was said about the movie Toilet as well. Like the movie Toilet, it is being watched by the people जिनके पास already
Toilet
है,
है,
जो
exactly.
hall में जाकर देख रहे हैं.
Exactly. वही point है ना
The right public को it should direct.
Reach करना.
That is the thing.
सही जगह content.
So we were talking about this bold care. कितना जन ही देख रहा है? How many people
हाँ, point
are
है.
getting that thing?
Yes, that is the thing. But
No, I think
I
it
haven't
would
seen
not-
any ad on
what
female.
is it? What is gold?
But it will
Okay.
normalize
Yes.
it.
I've seen that, but I don't know what's the product.
It's
It is
for
something
men's sexual health related.
अरे
Any
वो
kind
जो
of,
साइड में लगाए रहते हैं ना जड़ी बूटी वाले बाबा
वही.
वही है
मोहम्मद हकीम मिले
But it's
हर शुक्रवार
हर शुक्रवार.
And it's good to see कि men products have been it's not televised, but at least it's there on the internet. But I haven't seen on female sex.
So this leads to a
health.
really good.
I haven't. You are the one who talked about my news, so I'm kind of interested in that. Like, it should come up. It should be like broadcasted.
So this leads to a very interesting question. कि मतलब overall, if you see, is this whole Instagram and all this social apps game, is it a plus or a net negative, net positive or net negative? कि मतलब we see that people can talk about stuff that they usually cannot talk about on TV. Like you cannot show ads on condoms and all that on television. एक limit है शायद कि 10 बजे के बाद ही देख सकते हैं सिर्फ. तो वो चीज़ इस पे नहीं है, तुम कुछ भी डाल सकते हो. There is हाँ, तो ये मतलब overall एक अच्छा चीज़ है कि बुरा चीज़ है?
It's both.
What do you think?
And a ban, both.
I don't.
I mean, I don't know because me personally, I don't watch the TV for like the television
I
of
think
it.
we're
Like,
all
most of us don't,
none of
right?
us
We
watch
just see
television.
Amazon Prime or Netflix or anything like that. The only person I see watching TV is my grandmom in my home. I don't think she's interested in a condom. I don't think that's there
So I
at
think she's
all. Yeah,
past her time.
yeah, exactly. So again, the sexual wellness and these things, again, I think it's good to reach to audiences like us, like the upcoming
yes,
generation, which is good.
Not just that, I'm talking about overall impact. What do you think? Like Instagram and all that also
Overall
gives an
impact.
option. Like people have become way rude.
But I don't think there is a yes or no answer to it.
No, it is complicated.
It
That's
is
why we're having a
complicated. It is
discussion.
almost like technology होनी चाहिए या नहीं,
हाँ.
development होनी
मुर्गी है कि
चाहिए.
अंडा है पहले.
Kind of.
नहीं जैसे एक
yes.
और अगर नेगेटिव दिखाएं.
we were talking कि the king in the earlier times the king used to pay his entire fortune. So he used to invest his entire fortune to have those experience, those sexual experience. But nowadays you can just directly even a 5-year-old kid can go and go to a porn website and he can just watch it.
नहीं, so this was. So there's a psychologist. His name is Jordan Peterson. Dr. Jordan Peterson. He's like very well-read guy. He's a master in psychology. मतलब ये gender differences के ऊपर. तो वही he was telling कि पहले the greatest king of the world might not have seen as many naked women as a 13-year-old can see today on the internet. So वो क्या मतलब he was talking about an overall impact of those things on the generation as a whole, that you don't want to work for something. ये सब आराम से मिलना चाहिए, मतलब क्यों हम इतना मेहनत करें एंड आई बिल्ड माई सेल्फ एंड एवरीथिंग. सो दैट हैपन्स. एंड अनदर थिंग दैट आई वॉज टॉकिंग अबाउट कि जैसे ऐसे अभी वी आर टॉकिंग, ठीक है, कोई रैंडमली आके ऐसे नहीं बोलेगा कि ये तुम लोग क्या बकवास कर रहा है, क्या है ऐसा वैसा. बट ऑन इंस्टाग्राम पीपल विल बी लाइक 1000x रूट इससे.
ये क्या छूटिया आदमी है.
So that is also a net negative and another that porn thing. So tying back to the original point कि overall the impact of this, what is it?
I don't, as I said, yeah.
I was saying कि मैं तुम्हारे मेहनत वाले बात पे I wanna say कि मेहनत कोई नहीं कर रहा है. So see everybody is getting the knowledge, right? मेहनत उधर आ जाता है कि सबको मिल रहा है अभी अपॉर्चुनिटी. अब तुम उधर मेहनत नहीं करोगे तो फिर
True,
you'll
true.
be पीछे फिर
Yeah.
like that.
So I think the challenges they change with generations. So पहले शायद इंटरनेट एज से पहले कोई और challenges होंगे. इंटरनेट एज में अभी challenge ये है कि you have a lot of plethora of information. अभी उसमें आप कैसे क्या कर पाओगे?
सही
That is-
गलत खोजना.
exactly,
पहले
exactly.
स्कार्सिटी था नॉलेज का.
Yeah.
लोग बोलते थे कि हाँ
ये दिक्कत है.
exist because
Knowledge
knowledge
is-
is scarce. But now idiots exist because there is abundance of knowledge.
Fuck, bro.
Nice.
मतलब कुछ भी कर लो, एक पार्ट ऑफ सोसाइटी छूतिया रहेगी.
अरे क्वेश्चन था मेरे पास. Go ahead, bro. तो अगर एक लड़की 10 लड़कों से बात कर रही है एंड शी इज़ हैविंग अ बॉयफ्रेंड, तो बंदे को दिक्कत होता है. बंदा आके पूछता है यार कि तुम क्यों इतने लोगों से बात कर रही है. तो शी इज़ लाइक अरे यार ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, आई एम बीइंग लॉयल टू यू, इट्स जस्ट दैट आई एम हैविंग सम वर्क सो आई हैव टू टॉक. वही जगह वो सेम बंदा अगर जाके कोई 2 लड़की से ही बात कर ले तो ही इज़ फक्ड. ऐसा होता है मतलब.
पर्सनल स्टोरी बता रही है. तुम अपना रिलेशनशिप
मतलब sort of you
It
can
is
say.
doing like that.
क्या टर्म है? साइकोलॉजिस्ट रिलेशनशिप.
You guys are my relationship counselor.
अरे
बताओ कुछ बताओ यार इस पे कुछ.
मुझे नहीं लगता ये लड़का लड़की वाली problem है.
Like, what do you mean? It's fucked. Like,
मतलब she fights.
she fights with
I'm
you,
Not
fucked, yeah.
literal.
and then you stop talking to the girls.
That silence treatment.
So basically, you two guys are not on the same mental level. Your intellectual level is different. Your
Might be.
maturity of a relationship is different. So
Might be.
you get the point.
Point.
I mean, there could be 2 possible reasons for it. I don't know if there's much more than that, but to an understanding of a relationship, I think it's just 2 points. One is either she knows that, you know, the other girl, what she's up to. One could be that.
Okay.
One could be that she's probably a little doubtful on you. Like, as in, not you specifically, I'm just telling it. As in, not
No.
doubtful.
Uh-huh.
It could be more like, don't you think you're getting too comfortable there? It could be that as well. Even the same thing goes for the other side also. Like, when a girl's having 2 guys, the guys always sense it. They're like,
Right,
dude, I know what he wants.
exactly. That's what.
Or it could also be like, I've seen you, dude. You flirted with another guy, so I still have that trust issues here. It could just be that, I guess, when it's a fight.
Also
समझ में.
You know what you do.
When she
Actually, it was not my question. I had
Those guys.
those guys.
Hello, friend. You got the answer.
So recently there was this bill, Uttarakhand, you guys know?
Yeah.
इंडिया में ही है. तो उधर मतलब एक बिल आया कि if anybody is living in a live-in relationship, तो they have to register or something, मतलब जाके बताना, declare करना पड़ेगा कि I am living with this girl. This
And
guy.
also, the live-in partner, the girlfriend, would also have that. What do you call it? What do you call it?
Call
क्या?
कौन?
Divorce के बाद जो मिलता है.
alimony. अच्छा.
Not alimony.
Alimony.
Something.
अरे कुछ तो सॉरी मैंने डिस्टर्ब कर दिया फ्लो, बट हाँ कुछ तो ऐसा था.
मतलब क्या पैसे देने पड़ेंगे?
हाँ पैसे.
हाँ तो वही बोल.
Alimony is it?
Alimony.
मतलब ब्रेकअप के बाद.
Breakup के बाद.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what word is used for that now.
नहीं तो my
No,
question.
live-in relationship, not relationship.
हाँ तो मेरा क्वेश्चन था ना कि like on one side we see that people are talking about a lot of things which were taboo back अभी से कुछ साल पहले ही, and other side which मतलब ऐसा चीज़ which is like मेरे को तो नहीं सही लगता है कि you should get into people's personal business कि हम किसके साथ है, चाहे if 2 people are consenting and they're like adults, what is their business to get to know कि तुम किसके साथ रहता है. So what are your thoughts about that? Like
I think the laws are made for civilization. So there are people who are misusing a few things. Like for example, if you are living with a guy, you might misuse that. You might later put some allegations on the guy. It might have happened in the past. That's why the laws came up. But have you read about a case in Delhi? जिसमें the guy actually cut the body of her partner his partner into multiple pieces.
37 pieces.
Right? 37. You remember? So exactly these are the reasons.
Information to remember. 57.
No, there was one problem I thought, like, have you heard about section 69 of the Indian Penal Code? Like, they made some amendments to it recently. They are saying that a guy and a girl are living together and they had consensual sex, and then the girl can later say that the guy promised her for marriage, and then he did all those things with her, and the guy has to bring the proof that he has not promised her.
A written proof or
This is
something like that.
completely partial. No?
Are you comfortable going and registering I'm living with this person?
I mean, sure. Because, dude, I'm not planning to live in with 100 more people.
Oh, okay.
So right now my idea is I'm living with this guy, so I'll stay with him.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, my idea is to stay with him forever or marry
Other
or
than
whatever.
that, will not go into
Yeah,
other
exactly. So again, when it comes to this murder, if you don't know, like if it's not registered anywhere and your parents don't know, obviously I'm not going to tell my parents that I'm living in with a guy. That is one where I'll hide. But I don't mind putting it on the government, like as in, like she said, a girl, she's not told her parents. Okay, she's in a different city and they've not registered. All of a sudden there is a news that she's chopped into 37 pieces.
Yep. Now that you guys are discussing about it, I see this angle now. Like,
It's scary.
ऐसे तो
कितने pieces करने हैं next time?
no. आइसक्रीम वाला bro.
Fridge हमारा थोड़ा छोटा नहीं है.
I saw that it's an interview, I think. The girl is asking her, like, why don't you live with your husband? And the other girl is saying, because he does not like my food, so I cooked him something.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like, she says, what did you cook for him? So she says, I cooked korma for him. Did he like it or not? I actually made a korma out of him.
ये क्या real है?
I don't know, it's a reel or something.
No, it's supposed to be comedy.
It's comedy.
Yeah.
डिलीवरी थोड़ा कैजुअल हो गया.
Do you think as a generation we are not connected as much with our parents जितना like पहले our parents used to be with their parents, as in like people used to live in big joint families. I don't know if मतलब that used to happen in most part of the country, but abhi we see that nuclear families and people even living alone is like have become a big thing. Like people are living alone in a city, maybe for work or maybe just by choice. So what do you think the dynamic of an individual has become with their family, with this new generation of people not living together or living far away from family? बहुत एडिट करना पड़ेगा यार. पहले ही लिखना चाहिए था सब क्वेश्चन. भाई हम इस सब रख रहे हैं, ठीक है. मोमेंट है.
She's silent.
Do you think you're family oriented person, or
Yes.
are you very individual in your like existence? Like you like to be alone, you don't like people around, like it's so.
If you ever get married, then
ये क्वेश्चन मत पूछो यार.
तो हम इसको हिंदी में थोड़ा प्यार से फ्रेम कर प्यार से फ्रेम कर
नहीं वो ज्यादा better है.
अनुराग बता.
उसको हम 3 बार फ्रेम कर दिया, अभी चौथे बार फ्रेम कर रहे हैं. वही मतलब what kind of a person do you think you are, और ये भी कि as a generation do you think कि people are becoming more family oriented or more independent?
So right now I'm kind of balancing both because right now I'm living alone.
Okay.
But I think my parents they live alone in my hometown, but I feel great responsibility for them. I feel like I should be there for them, and I know how much I need to save and invest to secure their future. So that way I am family oriented. at the same time, I really want to explore my life right now. I really want to be able to do a lot of things. So that's why I have to live apart from them. It is by choice as well, and also because of work. So yes, the answer to your question is, we as a society we are becoming more isolated. That's true, because अभी सबके सपने हैं, सबको पूरे करने हैं. Nobody likes foundations. Nobody likes कि ताई जी या चाची बुआ फूफा ये सोचेंगे तो मुझे नहीं करना है. Everybody wants to do their thing. So that's why we are becoming more disconnected. But I think पहले भी लोग disconnected होते थे, but सोच ये होती थी कि नहीं वो बुरा मान जाएंगे तो नहीं करना है.
So is it a good thing or bad thing from your perspective?
There's no choice.
No choice.
Yeah, there's no choice. So I cannot be a software developer in my hometown. At least not in the current company for which I'm working for.
So people have this daddy issues and mommy issues. It is because of family only, right? You get it from them, but also, I mean, you work for them also. After certain age, you feel like जैसे
Sense of responsibility.
yeah, that is their sense of responsibility. एक आ ही जाता है. I
Right.
think. तो मतलब उनसे दूर भी रहना है, but अभी I miss my home. So उनके पास भी रहना है. तो वैसा वाला बात है. Can't have a choice in that.
I mean, from like about the whole independent conversation and all of that. Before it was more or less like, you know, like let's say, for example, my father moved away from his family, from his mom and dad, and he went to a city to start working and everything. They didn't have much connection, not even through phones.
Yeah.
Even if it was through phones, it was possibly once in a month, and you are not aware of what's happening in your home. Or neither is the family aware like what's happening in my son's life.
Exactly.
But now we get the freedom. Our parents are like, okay, you move out, but then there's always this connection. They're always calling. Okay, how are you doing? Is everything all right? Even you're asking. So that connection, the bond is still there. But before it was not. That bond was the cut off. The bond was cut off. So you can see that generation where the connections kind of drifted away, and then over the time. You know, right now if there's some fight in my home, my parents are always like, I know you're gonna just send us off to some place. It's just typical, like, I know, like. But back then, that might be the reason why, you know, the bond was cut off. Because the connection was not constant.
Yeah, like
but now it's more.
Like my father was in the army, served in the army, so he used to send letters. Yeah. So I remember उनके letters का they still they kept in a place. तो वो था. अभी तो अगर आप सुबह में ये उपमा खा रहे तो वो भी मम्मी को पता है कि हाँ आज उपमा खाया है. और मतलब तो the level of connectivity is way more.
Do you think that communication is proportional to connectivity? By connectivity I mean bond too.
I have a lot of friends. A lot क्या इन लोग को भी हम लोग अगर साथ में नहीं होते तो कभी बात नहीं करते हैं, मतलब कुछ भी नहीं. तो मेरे को नहीं लगता कि पर्सनली मेरे लिए वो एक चीज़ है कि अगर बात ही कर रहे हैं तभी वी हैव दैट बॉन्ड, अदरवाइज आई विल नॉट शेयर दैट बॉन्ड. बट अब ऐसा भी होता है कि जब आप कॉन्वर्सेशन नहीं करते होते हो तो इफ़ यू आर स्टक इन समथिंग, इफ़ यू रियली इन नीड ऑफ समथिंग, और क्योंकि यू आर नॉट टॉकिंग फॉर लाइक वेरी लॉन्ग स्ट्रेचेस ऑफ टाइम, इफ़ यू रीच आउट टू समबडी कि ब्रो मेरे को ये चाहिए तो इट लुक्स वेरी अजीब सा और सेल्फिश ऑलमोस्ट कि वैसे कभी याद नहीं करता. तो दैट इज ऑल्सो देयर कि इफ़ यू डू नॉट कम्युनिकेट वो एक रिलेशनशिप मतलब फ्रेजाइल हो जाता है. बट एट द सेम टाइम देयर आर दोज फ्रेंडशिप्स जहाँ पे यू कैन डू दैट.
Like the smallest things, like for example, you said the upma part, no, about your father. Like let's say before letters, I'm sure your father wouldn't have written like I ate upma on Tuesday. Let's say he's allergic to something, and the first question your mom would ask is, like, you know, you ate upma, did you have peanuts in it or something? So again, you're aware of what is happening to the other person.
Exactly.
Did that person actually eat healthy? Did that person eat peanuts? So that's very similar to staying with a person.
Yes.
You're still aware of things.
Like my parents check वो WhatsApp पे active दिखाता है ना. I have removed that now. So he'll see कि active at 3:48. रात को 4 बजे तक क्या कर रहा था?
What was he doing?
So in a way, yeah, it has become more connected.
And it sort of reached sort of ritual. Like we have to call our family every day.
Because it doesn't cost anything.
Exactly.
अब तो पैसा नहीं मिलता.
Yeah.
Just give a call. हाँ okay हाँ ठीक है खाना खा लिया okay बस खत्म इतना बात है normal. Just they only want some few updates about your life. That's it. You can give your time. It's not a problem. तो overall ये connectivity बढ़ चुका है पहले से ज़्यादा. और हाँ relationship.
I kind of disagree with this.
Okay.
I do
Okay.
not see too much of communication as bonding with someone. I do not see it like that. So I think you must feel emotionally with someone. It's not like कि ठीक है बता दिया good morning, good night. You should feel emotionally connected with someone. You should feel responsibility towards someone. You should understand कि हाँ someone is having my back. वो सिर्फ communication से नहीं आ सकता. Like I live.
But then when you're living apart from somebody.
Yes.
So अगर दूर रह रहे हो आप, ठीक है, किसी से अगर आप दूर रह रहे हो और आप communicate नहीं करोगे तो how will you create that?
No. So I'm saying that only ज़्यादा communication is not a factor कि अच्छा
The
bond है.
connectivity.
That's what I'm saying.
अच्छा.
No communication. हाँ, no communication at all. तो obviously there's no bond. So what I'm saying is ऐसा नहीं है कि आज के टाइम में टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से वी आर मोर कनेक्टेड थ्रू डिफरेंट चैनल्स तो हम ज़्यादा बॉन्ड बन गया है. ऐसा नहीं है. इफ़ यू सी द स्टैटिस्टिक्स आज के लोग ज़्यादा डिप्रेशन में. आई टेल यू व्हाट, कॉल एनी थेरेपिस्ट, यू वोंट फाइंड अ स्लॉट फॉर द नेक्स्ट 1 week. Seriously.
That is sad.
Yeah, it is actually. So that's the thing कि हम बहुत communicate कर रहे हैं. हम तो हज़ारों लोगों से बात कर रहे हैं. Hey, what's up? It's me.
Adding to that,
bond नहीं है.
there was a study I guess. So in that study they were trying to find out what are the priorities of people throughout like 50 साल के अंतराल में. तो उन लोग देख रहे थे कि पहले 70s 80s में फैमिली वाज द प्रायोरिटी, फिर मनी एंड फिर सम सोशल स्टेटस एंड शिट लाइक दैट. फिर वो 90s आते आते तक सोशल स्टेटस बिकेम द प्रायोरिटी. और अभी का जो प्रायोरिटी है इट्स मनी, लाइक फैमिली एंड स्टेटस एंड ऑल दैट. लाइक देयर आर पीपल हु आर ऑन ओनली फैंस. Obviously they don't give a fuck about society or family. They are in it for the money. So that was the study कि मतलब people have become more money oriented, more materialistic. मतलब वो emotional bond और family और वो जो भी था पहले,
That has happened.
that makes your point more valid कि we although we have this connectivity but that doesn't mean we share the same bond.
Yeah. I mean connectivity is not the only factor behind
Bonding
creating a
with
good
somebody.
bond.
Yeah, like when you talk to some people, like you might have met someone like that कि मतलब you talk 10 minutes and like यार इसको तो सारा बचपन
Connection
से
forever.
कितने साल से जानते हैं ऐसा लग रहा है. And with some people you can just spend time and like it's like
And you don't feel anything.
nothing.
हाँ.
And again that thing जो वो हम लोग starting में बोलते थे, because of internet we see tragedy every day so we do not sympathize with people, right? Similarly talking to your mother has become like ritual. Every day you're talking, दिन में 4 बार you're talking. Sometimes some people तो every time they'll video call. तो उसके बाद फिर एक numbness भी आ जाता है ना.
Yeah. So why do we tell them कि आज उपमा खाया? Because we do not have anything new to tell them.
Yeah. खाना खा लिया, हाँ सब ठीक है,
Exactly.
तबीयत ठीक
This is my
है,
daily conversation.
कोई दिक्कत नहीं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, सब ठीक है, हाँ हाँ
ठीक
सब
है.
ठीक है प्रणाम.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
So yeah, that happens.
So I have very infrequent calls with my parents. मतलब daily नहीं है, like many people have daily calls or multiple times in a day. मेरा ऐसा है like thrice or 4 times a week maximum. So yet I feel कि हमारा bond बहुत अच्छा है.
हाँ.
I do not need to communicate with them. And moreover मुझे लगता है कि I'm a little क्या
मेरे को बहुत ही कोई अल्ताफ रज़ा को जानता है. बहुत रैंडम बात है, ठीक है. मेहंदी रंग लाती है उखड़ जाने के बाद, दोस्त याद आते हैं बिछड़ जाने के बाद. Have you heard this? So मेरे को वो याद आता है कि you need that separation to even feel that कि अच्छा I am missing my mother's food, I am missing my mother or my father or brother जो भी. तो when it becomes very बहुत ज़्यादा of it, you're like ठीक है.
जिसके हिसाब से जो चल रहा है.
हाँ
everything is
हाँ
good.
हाँ हाँ. तो
बात
वही
कम
है.
ज़्यादा है.
अल्ताफ रज़ा, what kind of music do you listen to? What kind of music do you listen to? गाना.
They are answering.
नहीं, anybody can answer it.
It's a
Please.
it's a mix of so
Just
many things.
podcasts.
You don't listen to music?
Just podcast. Like
नहीं, like do you guys listen to ghazals and stuff?
I do.
No, I've not been into music.
Yes.
So my papa is a Jagjit Singh fan. She's a
yes.
Jagjit Singh fan. So I have grown up listening to his music.
Have you listened to that song कौन आएगा यहाँ जगजीत सिंह का
थोड़ा गा के
गा
सुना
के,
please.
हाँ.
कौन आएगा यहाँ कोई आया होगा मेरा दरवाजा हवाओं ने हिलाया होगा.
Beautiful song. but-
It's really pretty. Whatever. Snehva, what
Yeah.
kind of music do you listen to?
It's a mix of a lot of things. I mean, before meeting you guys, I was not into alternate. What was it? Metal? Yes.
Alternative rock.
Yes. So Anurag introduced me to that. Thanks to
Yeah.
you. It's really good. I recommend.
Yeah.
And also there are so many things like mood के ऊपर depend करता है यार. आज mood अच्छा नहीं है, light song सुनने के बाद तो गज़ल. फिर some days I want to feel.
काला चचमा
See, lots of information on the internet. You
अच्छा,
can
ऐसा
change
होता
your
है कि आप
mood.
लोगों के साथ मान लीजिए कुछ करने का मन कर रहा है एंड कुछ
Be
अच्छा बड़ा
specific.
करना है
क्या
right?
करने का मन कर रहा है?
मतलब लाइक आप नहीं वैसा नहीं बोल रहे
Achieve करना है.
You have a
आज
goal,
कुछ
right?
तूफानी करते हैं.
Goal, no.
you have a goal and you are procrastinating you want to complete that thing you just listen to music and dopamine kicks you and you're like okay
कर हर मैदान
like you just feel good enough and you don't actually work on that thing. Does that happen to
I
you?
don't know.
You don't listen to music.
I do listen to music. There's only two types. Okay, one I listen to rap. Another one is old Bollywood. It's like two moods. Like
Rap
two
as in
different-
Hindi rap or
Oh, Hindi is something that I've gotten into lately, but then before it's just been English.
English
and
में what have you listened? ये अच्छा conversation होगा. What do you listen to?
oh my god.
Have you मतलब इन लोग को सुना है क्या पुराना नाज, Tupac, Biggie, Eminem?
Tupac, yes.
Eminem तो सुना होगा.
Eminem,
तो-
yes. Eminem is like mostly on the list. And recently, it's I've started liking Jack Harlow's music.
Jack Harlow.
It's
Nice.
good. It's groovy. It's nice.
Mm.
So other than that, yeah, it's just
Yeah, rap is good.
Listen to Kular Ji.
Khular Ji.
I
You
might
should listen to
have.
Khular Ji.
might have.
He's a Hindi artist. He was in the Hustle last season. So he's very
Then I might have, yeah.
हाँ पूरा वैसे कॉमेडी टाइप का स्केचेस होता है उसका वीडियोस में बहुत अच्छा लगता है. What do you think about being like मतलब म्यूजिक का compatibility में तुम्हारे पार्टनर के साथ क्या रोल है? Do you
बहुत ही
think
ज़्यादा.
कि you have to have same choices of music to get along with someone ऐसा कुछ?
No, I
No,
don't have
not
such
same
preferences.
choice. Like कैसे बताऊँ कि
Must
it's-
vibe to the same music.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that is question.
See, so every music has this emotion behind it. So I think you should connect to that. That's it. It doesn't matter वैसे, but yeah.
It shouldn't be like, you know, okay, his playlist is different, mine is different, so we are two different,
Different people.
I think at least you should have an open mind to, okay, let me listen.
Let me know
Because
how he.
most of the times, even when it comes to friends, right? Okay, just randomly saying, let it not be a partner, just a friend. My friend will come and show me some fuck call song. No one listens to, but it's so funny. But we initially we get annoyed, but after one point, because that friend is playing it twice, thrice, we also start acting like that. But why are we so open with friends like that? But not in a relationship. Try that in relationship as well, so it might work.
प्यार दोस्ती है.
Instead of just saying, oh, we're
Relationship
two
में ऐसा होता है
different.
बे, तुम मेरे को सिखाएगा चल हट.
Yeah.
मेरा नहीं है भाई वो तो हम जनरलाइज्ड बता रहे समझ रहा है जनरलाइज्ड है. ओ भाई.
नहीं क्या बोलने वाले थे?
अरे मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन था तो हम डिबेट करते हैं कि म्यूजिक तो बहुत देर से चल रहा था. खाना बनाने आता है सबको को?
Do you cook and clean? Get off my podcast.
No, like it's a general question. Like, do you guys cook? Like, love cooking or not?
Do you like eating out or?
Yes, or dining out somewhere, or going to clubs or any pubs.
I cook.
Okay.
तो फिर
Nice.
आगे.
So what do you like more, cooking
like
or going
cook-
out?
I like home food more. I like home food more.
Home food. Okay.
Yeah.
What sort of cuisine you like?
North Indian.
North Indian.
Yeah.
सबसे best. सबसे अच्छा. सबसे सस्ता सबसे अच्छा
पोहा
नहीं वो थोड़ा
पोहा
ऐसा
नहीं
पोहा नहीं
मिलता
है वो
but
तो
not,
छोले भटूरे
महाराष्ट्र,
छोले
MP में
भटूरे
पोहा
हो गए
ज़्यादा
वो
है।
सब छोले कुलचे
एमपी से है पोहा इंदौर
इंदौर
या
तो वहाँ पर क्या मिलता है आपको क्या था इंदौर नहीं अम्बाला में लाइक आप इफ एवर आई विजिट अम्बाला what sort of thing I should have
so
first?
अगर होम फूड की बात करें so actually मैंने what I have noticed is कि जितना हम साउथ जा रहे हैं ना हम दाल कम यूज़ करते हैं लाइक ओनली अरहर दाल या एक दो टाइप की दाल ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा गर्म
नहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं है
so but North India में we eat all kinds of dal pulses छोले राजमा
Right, हाँ.
right
You're
तो
right about that.
छोले चावल राजमा चावल
काफी
they are like
variety है.
staple food for us कड़ी चावल amazing उसके बाद I think North Indian food is quite balanced. Like we have protein, we have vegetables, and we have carbs in our food in every meal. So that's why I really like home cooked mood.
and lot of spices मतलब वो घर पे डिपेंड करता है
That's up to
डिपेंड
you.
करता है घर टू घर
Yeah, that's up to you.
no like in my house we don't prefer spice
More spices in Kolhapur.
कोल्हापुर बाप भाई कोल्हापुरी चिकन खा के तो माथा फूट जाता है
Are we talking about spicy or spices?
स्पाइसेस
Ah, okay.
We can talk about spicy food.
हाँ.
Do you like spicy food? Or
Yes.
Like coming to this point, no, I mean I think so. I'm not sure 100%. Like if you see the geographical thing, like map of India, right? Like she said, like vegetarian proteins and dals and everything. Like when it comes bottom, it's like narrowing down, like just small. I think it becomes more and more tropical,
right
and there is possibly more seafood involved.
exactly.
correct
So I think again, probably back in the days, they started adopting to the lifestyle of the place that they live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
जहाँ पे
More
जो
like,
मिल रहा है.
हाँ, yeah, like seafood again. Like I'm from Bangalore, so they don't cook only dal. They more or less like fish. So again, it's like choosing, right? Because if you are somewhere in the middle of India, the possibility of you will get right now in this world you will get fish,
Everything.
but the
Right.
possibility of it rather than compared to here there it's different.
less, yeah.
So the protein, they choose the protein now. Like where do you get your protein from? Where do we get our protein? Something
Exactly.
like that.
And
हाँ.
North India is the belt for all the vegetable production
Yeah.
happens in Jharkhand and other Bihar. And all the wheat production happens there. इधर सिर्फ rice production
हाँ.
Rice.
So more or less.
cuisine पे वो फर्क पड़ रहा है.
Yes.
Availability as well as ज़्यादा ऑक्यूपेशन फॉर एग्जाम्पल नॉर्थ इंडिया में पुराने टाइम में देखे आज भी है एग्रीकल्चर बहुत ज़्यादा है सो दैट रेसलिंग या स्पोर्ट्स बहुत ज़्यादा रहते थे वहाँ पर सो दैट इज़ द रीज़न वहाँ पर प्रोटीन इंटेक ज़्यादा रहेगा वहाँ डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स बहुत होते थे
right
एंड आज भी है ज़्यादा
And actually, North Indians have a genetic mutation. They can absorb
Lactose more.
better than
Yeah.
the rest of India.
That's right.
Yeah.
पेट खराब हो गया सब कुछ
I'm just thinking how this
No,
episode
but
has
this
gone by. We started from dating.
lactose intolerant and dairy
We're
intolerance.
talking about food.
लॉस एज वेल
Yeah.
The being allergic to dairy is very new, dude. I don't know if it has it been before or is it new
Lactose
because
intolerance
it's
is something that you can grow over a period of time. Like
Oh.
if you're tolerant before,
या दैट्स ट्रू
as you grow, you can
become
like,
intolerant towards.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it's a very new concept. It's a very American concept. It's
Yeah.
like, you know,
So when this happens,
और मैं
इंडियंस को ना अमेरिकन्स की बीमारी भी चाहिए आई वांट
हम लोग को भी चाहिए lawyer. I'm allergic to
peanuts.
यार पता है बचपन में आई नेवर हर्ड द फ्रेज कि आई एम एलर्जिक टू दिस जो मिल जाए सब खाना है एलर्जी कोई नहीं
इससे
होता
ना एक बहुत सीरियस पॉइंट भी आता है लाइक पीपल दीज डेज ऑलमोस्ट सेलिब्रेट बीइंग डिप्रेस्ड
yeah, it's cool.
bro like it has like
they are
if you
not depressed then
yeah you talk to any teenager I don't know if you talk I have younger cousins and
First of all,
stuff
depression is a very
they'll
medical
talk
term.
about these things as if I'm going through shit bro kya shit what has happened
आज होमवर्क नहीं कंप्लीट
नहीं मतलब अलग ही तो do you think मतलब this is actually an American thing because they have reached a point of हम लोग तो बोलते हैं मतलब इतना ज़्यादा समृद्धि हो गया कि उन लोगों के पास और कोई बचा ही नहीं है मुद्दा तो अभी यही बच गया कि I'm not feeling like first world problems perfect so do you think कि एक तरह से हम लोग ज़्यादा इंक्लाइन हो रहे हैं और वो सारे चीज़ को प्रायोरिटी दे रहे हैं जो मतलब खराब चीज़ है जस्ट बिकॉज इट इज
That's true.
बट द थिंग इज कि वो ये जो ADHD वाला कंसेप्ट है, इट्स कमिंग अप वेरी एब्रप्टली, लाइक जितना भी टीनेजर लोग हैं सब कोई रील्स वॉच कर रहा है कंटिन्यूअस, तो उसके कारण वो जो
Relatability, yeah, they start
First of all, I'll
relating.
tell you, ADHD is a genetic disease. ठीक है, so
डॉक्टर स्नेहा की
I'm just saying कि ADHD ऐसे frequently इतना use कर रहे, people don't even know it's a disease. ठीक है, it's a disorder. It's there in the name itself. So ऐसे frequently जैसे हम लोग depression sorry guys, it's chillam wala quote depression. So people are there in depression. I mean they are not probably, but they are just using it to like look cool and everything. Similarly with ADHD, they don't even know people who actually go through ADHD kitne they are different. I have seen like people who have ADHD won't even look like ADHD patients. You won't ever understand from their face or anything. But when you read their clinical record or anything, you can't even imagine that innocent face can do that.
What sort of behavior they have?
So I was doing this internship in St. John's Medical over here in Bangalore itself. So there was this patient who came. He was like a kid, okay, 9 years old, and he looked very, you know, तारे ज़मीन का दर्शी जैसा, एकदम चुप मतलब उसको देख के कुछ लगेगा ही नहीं. But when I was reading his clinical वो medical history and everything, it was written कि he is very violent with the dogs. Okay, उनको मारता है. He's very violent with his own mom. Like mom is so scared. Like even to give that person एक pill भी, वो सो रहा है तो उसको उठा के नहीं दे सकती because वो अगर उठ जाएगा तो बहुत चिल्लाएगा and mom को मारेगा. तो mom is that इतना मतलब वो रो के मम्मी, I might be saying it might look very casual or something, but the mom, I have seen the mom, so she was very मतलब रो के ऐसे बता रही थी. तो it was really bad. तो ADHD family goes through this. And people are just using it just to.
What is the modern age ADHD definition that people give on Instagram? Like,
It's like
हाँ.
yeah, it's like चप्पल उल्टा है तो you know मेरे को वो ADHD हो रहा है कि यार चप्पल सीधा करना है, OCD
That is OCD.
एक साथ ही कर
I
देते हैं वो
heard
लोग.
someone say that, you know, I can't study for 1 hour
Well,
straight. I'm
continuously.
distracted, so I have ADHD.
It's the thing, no, like
I think most of Indians have that.
people are
attention deficit.
मार नहीं पड़ा है
नहीं people are actually using it as a shield, you know, to just they have something wrong with them. Instead of fixing it, they are like using it. नहीं मेरे को तो ADHD है, हम ऐसे ही
हाँ,
हैं.
you are giving a tag उसको कि हाँ मेरे को है तो है. बस
Or
I
maybe
can't
it
do
is a
this.
lack of vocabulary. like if I'm feeling sad, मैंने इंटरनेट पर पढ़ा है कि सैड लोग जो शायरियाँ लिखते हैं मतलब उसमें लिख देते हैं कि डिप्रेशन ऐसा ऐसा होता है. सो आई एम डिप्रेस्ड. मेरे को हल्की सी घबराहट हो रही है तो आई हैव एंजाइटी. पीपल डू नॉट नो कि एंजाइटी इज अ डिसऑर्डर. तो मुझे घबराहट हो रही है तो आई हैव एंजाइटी. अगर मैंने थोड़ा सा मुझे चीज़ें उल्टी सीधी हैं तो आई हैव OCD बिकॉज वोकैबुलरी नहीं है मेरे पास. दिस कैन बी अ रीज़न.
like different labels, you know, you want to look different from others.
I think मतलब अभी आजकल को आजकल people वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता है कि like they just wanna be different. अच्छे वाला different, बुरे वाला different doesn't matter to them. You just wanna be unique and different. That's it.
How less awareness there is, yeah. Seriously, how less awareness people have.
That's what. And you can't go over and tell them also कि तुम you know.
I think you should do a podcast with her just on this topic.
Yeah.
Yes, Snehva.
Yeah,
Trust me, they have been saying it to me. I have not been a
Snehva
good
has been
friend to
very
them.
busy
very busy
with her friends.
That is not true. So
Internal joke.
हाँ, internal joke. ठीक है.
हाँ तो वही यार. और लेकिन अटेंशन स्पैन तो कम हो रहा है लोगों का.
that's why.
हाँ
That's-
वो अलग चीज़ है. इट इज़ नॉट अ डिसऑर्डर. You're not disoriented, but हाँ attention span. Like we were talking ना
It's a
कि अभी
habit.
थोड़ी देर पहले we were talking कि you can get 1 million on reels easily. It will be a little tough to get on YouTube Shorts, but to get a YouTube video to go to 1 million, क्योंकि कोई देखता ही नहीं है भाई. तुम 1.5 घंटा का पॉडकास्ट मतलब हम लोग का ज़्यादा सबसे मैक्स जो ये एनालिटिक्स में रहा है उसमें दिखाता है लाइफ टाइम स्पैन, मतलब कितने देर तक देख रहे हैं एक वीडियो को, तो वो 15 मिनट्स रहा है. एंड वी हैव मेड वीडियोज़ लाइक ऑलमोस्ट 3 hours लॉन्ग समटाइम्स. सो पीपल डोंट वॉच बिकॉज वही है कि दे आर यूज्ड टू स्क्रोलिंग.
रील्स
अभी इधर इटली देखा, फिर इधर बाली दिख रहा है, फिर
Dude, one of my friend told me the attention span has become so bad. It's not just about reels also. Sometimes when we're watching reels, we see something nice, informative, we save that to watch later so I can continue watching reels, rest of the other reels. That's happening, that's actually happening, and that is even more sad. It's
Most of the time you never go back to that.
That
never,
saved,
but you're
yeah.
just like, I'll save it later, so when I
And one
find
more
my mind to watch something informative, I'll watch. Until then, I'll scroll reels.
One more thing is like if it does not catch your attention in first 1 or
Few
2 seconds,
seconds.
it will just skip for other reels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
नहीं, this is bringing me to another interesting point कि जैसे all these things that target people's, मतलब ऐसा क्वालिटी जो बुरा है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ज़ेप्टो. तो मेरे घर के नीचे, जैसे इस बिल्डिंग के नीचे ही ग्रॉसरी मिलता है, ठीक है, बट हम लोग नीचे जाके कभी ग्रॉसरी नहीं लाते. ज़ेप्टो, अबे कौन लिफ्ट से जाना है नीचे, कौन जाएगा यार, ठीक है. So this is the market they were operating in. Zepto का market ही है कि people will procrastinate, they'll be lazy and will take advantage of that. So what do you think about companies that like even Reels or TikTok? TikTok तो बहुत ज़्यादा ही अजीब companies are. But companies which are profiting off of मतलब bad qualities या फिर जो मतलब net positive quality नहीं है, उसके ऊपर they are monetizing their products. So what do you think about that?
If you are getting a product for free, then you are the product.
अच्छा लगा. We'll keep it.
I
No,
mean,
it's
some of the cases where I generally order, like obviously we order all the time, but most of the time, certain things that you're not getting here, we choose Amazon Market. And we know that Amazon Market sometimes it'll come 2 days, 1 day, 3 days. And I find the same product on Blinkit or Instamart. I just get the same product for 10 minutes. That way it's helpful, but again, there are bad sides.
yeah.
But you
Again,
choose what you want to do.
It ties back to the original point कि there's so much information, chair services around. You have to learn to unlearn and choose कि मेरे को क्या use करना है, like what kind of a person I want to be, और वो बनने के लिए मेरे को कैसे, what kind of a lifestyle I have to lead. Yeah.
There's also a time constraint problem.
So do you think it's more मतलब troublesome to live in this era because there is so much, मतलब options available है, तुमको खुद को restrain करना है. पहले क्या था, पहले option ही नहीं था कि तुम ग्रोसरी घर पे मंगा लो, वो जाके लेके आना ही था. लेकिन अब वो option है, but you have to get into the habit of कि नहीं भाई 10 तल्ला ही तो नीचे जाना है, क्या चलो let's walk. So is it more difficult to live in this era or was it more difficult to live previously?
I think this era. Because ना इस era में मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि we do not want stuff. People are telling us that we want stuff.
Consumerism.
Yeah.
Things
So,
you own end up owning.
I'll give
Yeah,
you a
true.
analog. ठीक है, analogy. So the thing is that we get this news, right? कि auto driver का बेटा ऐसे हो गया या सब्जी वाला का बेटा. It's good. But thing is that they have limitation, right? They are not like open to all this thing. उनके पास इंटरनेट का प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है, ये सब प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. But imagine the person who is having all these options. ठीक है. And then to restrict yourself, I think that is the biggest challenge over there.
Like what happens with the rich kids usually, they do not have any incentive to work hard. Usually it happens ना, when you have lack of resources, तो तुमको हर रोज वो feel हो रहा है, तो you will work hard कि my life will get better with this. But if your life is already very good, so what is the incentive for working hard then?
उधर mentality आ जाता है फिर.
Yeah.
Like to get to some point, like everybody should have focus, right?
Yeah.
You were saying that. So even any rich kid also, they should have a focus. Like तुम्हारे पास you have the amenities, so please make a good use of it, not just
No, but
being a
we were
rich
talking
kid
about what
brat.
is tougher, right? Is it tough to work hard in a situation where you're having lack of resources and you want to better your life, or is it tough to have that same kind of drive and motivation when you're already fulfilled in all regards? कि सब चीज़ is nice but you still work hard, which is tougher? That was
which
the
is tough. That is
conversation.
tougher. That is what I'm saying. कि as a news में अगर there is a news that you know a rich kid gets into you know
There's never that
that's
news.
the thing. That's the thing. तो वो सबसे I think इसीलिए उधर ऐसे news नहीं बनते ना because they don't have that
वो story.
अपना restrict खुद को नहीं करते even though they get open to all these things but they don't restrict themselves. So
same thing Western culture में कि when a kid is 18-year-old, they move out and he or she they are on their own.
Yeah,
तो
which is a good thing.
I believe that's a good thing.
कि they are making career मतलब अपना
अपने हिसाब से career करना है.
Something that has been done by
their father or grandfather. Yeah.
I think in today's world today's world is easier. You get everything in a blink of an eye, you know.
Yeah.
Everything. But today, the battle today is your mental health. I think that's the battle. Do you want to do it? I just woke up. Should I go for a walk, really? Today's battle is more or less like that. Like you're mentally struggling.
Within yourself.
Yeah, within yourself. Because again, you're seeing everything else around you and that's why you're struggling. But back then, there was physical and mental struggle. Like we said, probably India was like, we had a lot of farming and again we got our independence late. I'm sure we lost everything when we got our independence. The struggle that time was different. I don't think anyone had money to eat food. They struggled for one time food. That is way more difficult than ordering food, dude.
Yeah,
It's
there was
fine.
an outward battle to fight.
Yeah.
Now the battle is within yourself.
Yeah. Even though everything is comfortable right near you, you still have the battle fighting inside you.
So
battle is constant.
Yeah.
you guys know the concept of yugas? Yugas.
Yeah.
तो so
according
according to the culture tradition whatever, there are 4 yugs: Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug and Kal Yug. So in Satyug मतलब the bad elements and the good elements they are separated from exactly. Then in Treta both of them are in different countries. In Dwapar they're in same family and in Kali it is within a person. So that is what I thought of when you're talking about fighting a battle within yourself.
Yeah.
So pehle there were outward challenges to focus on. Now those challenges have been matlab negotiated. So there's inner battles.
Yeah, like I'm sure back then when the kingdoms and everything existed, it was more like who is going to come and invade our kingdom. You're always, but we don't think about it now.
No one is going to invade.
Yeah, no one. Even if it is there, it will possibly be a war, and that is again a very different.
Unless you're in balance.
Going back to the question कि जो अभी currently privileged हैं, they are not making much efforts and all, right? They are not struggling, they are not making hustles, right? So my question to you guys is it really required to be a hustler all the time? Like what I feel is कि लोगों को हमने इतना प्रेशराइज कर दिया है, improve, do this, do that, grow, ये करो. दुनिया startup कर रही है तो don't be a developer, become a startup entrepreneur,
exactly, yeah.
right? I think as I said in the first point, you must find a motive. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर चीज़ अगर आप privileged हो तो मैं क्यों पैसा ना यूज़ करूँ और मैं कुछ और grow करूँ. You know, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि if my parents had the money तो मैं पहले फुटपाथ पर जाकर सीखूँ. I mean, you must understand the value of money, but इतना ज़्यादा pressurize करने की need नहीं है कि struggle. Find a motive. It is very important to improve yourself. It is very important to find your native state. But ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर चीज़ struggle करना हो.
Like we have that mindset, right?
Exactly.
All good things you should achieve through the rough roads itself.
Exactly.
You can't get it easy.
You must
if
find
you're
a
getting
road.
it easy, then it's not a
You
good
haven't
thing.
done anything.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So we
So
have that.
when you say कि हम लोग नहीं देखते कि कोई अमीर बच्चा कुछ ये बन गया, बिकॉज उसके लाइफ के मोटिव्स अलग हैं. हमारी लाइफ में होगा कि नहीं मुझे पैसे कमाना है ताकि मैं ये कर सकूं. उसको वो ऑलरेडी वो स्टेज से स्टार्ट कर रहा है तो उसके लाइफ के मोटिव्स अलग हैं. सो डू नॉट जज ईदर पुअर और रिच.
I recall one thing. Do you guys know Nawazuddin Siddiqui? So he was doing this podcast with Samdesh Bhatia, no?
Yeah.
Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's a nice podcaster, जो भी. तो he was.
तोड़ी थी जिस एपिसोड.
हाँ.
ट्यूबलाइट्स तोड़ी थी जिस एपिसोड.
हाँ. तो उसमें नवाज had said, तो उससे पूछा कि आप बहुत ही हार्ड वर्किंग एक्टर हो. तो बोलते नहीं ये सब भ्रम है. अब आप जीवन भर मजदूरी करते रहेंगे क्या? Point was कि I have reached a stage where I am comfortable, so I'm using that leverage. Why will I go back to theater करके और एक छोटा रोल ले रहे हैं?
Exactly.
So-
And I also do not mean कि become lazy, do not do anything with your life. What I'm saying is have a motive. You at least you should know कि आप क्या कर रहे हो.
Should be clear about
Clear
it.
about it. Have mental clarity.
Yeah, the hustle part is very true. Like, I don't think that's how it should be done. More or less, like let's say, like we are in IT, right? We finish our degree, we get a job. You are not saying hustle in your job. You are gradually growing. You just started as an intern. Next, you become a permanent employee. Then you get you get promoted. Yeah. Then you become a manager. It's a slow process.
Yes.
Same thing when you are trying to become a cricketer or trying to become an actor or anything. Stop saying hustle and in 5 years become a big actor. No, it's a career you've chosen. So obviously start from the beginning. Go slow. There's a slow growth. It's good. But I think.
Reminded of another thing. Completely.
But I also think that, again, a lot of things drive people to say hustle. Maybe like when it comes to, when you say hustle though, it's always like, I don't know, for some reason I just think of musicians, dude. Like, they're like, oh my god, make music.
Go
make
Indian
music,
Idol
hustle.
audition.
Okay, I respect it. I like that you're hustling every day. It's nice. But I think it's also that drive that's driving you. Like,
Yeah, that is the
like,
thing. If you have
become
passion
famous,
in
yeah.
something, you don't consider it as a hustle.
Yeah.
You have passion in that.
हम लोग एक्चुअली
Exactly.
इस चीज़ के बारे में आप
That's what the point is. कि अगर if you really want to hustle, it's not, the point is not hustling. The point is achieving something.
Yeah.
तो दूसरों पर pressure डालना नहीं चाहिए कि you are not hustling, you are not doing anything with your life. If you are really passionate about doing something, अगर आपको 10 साल में नहीं मिल रहा है, be consistent, perseverance रखनी चाहिए,
Yes.
and वो you won't feel it like a hustle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a struggle.
This comes under some kind of hypocrisy that still Indians still have. Like, if your son or your daughter is a doctor, she's an engineer, she's a lawyer, they don't mind. Doctor, no, okay, start with a government college hospital. That's great, amazing. But let's say I'm getting into modeling or acting, but I started with a small like, what? No, that's bad. Yeah, why are you doing this? Why are you recording a video for YouTube? Why?
Yeah, right.
I remember
The hypocrisy.
have you guys seen Patalkot? The web series
Patal Lok.
Patal Lok.
हाँ,
Sorry,
Patal
Patalkot. Sorry. उसमें एक एक्टर है जयदीप पहलावत. So
Yeah.
he had a interview in which he was saying the same thing. कि becoming successful is a process. Like you have to spend months, years, decades into becoming successful. Becoming famous is an event. You can be famous today and 6 months later you're not famous. 2 days later you're not famous because there's so many people who go viral, right?
Yeah,
You know,
overnight.
Like that girl, वो क्या था? Prakash Warrior.
Yeah, Prakash Warrior.
Yeah, she had a viral video. Na? She was
The
blinking
wink,
or
the
something.
wink,
Yeah, so there's many people like that go viral, but then it fades off. But becoming successful, as in becoming a master or genius in your field, or you have expertise in a domain, that takes time.
There's
So-
a thing like overnight success haunts you. That's the problem. Because जब तुम build करते हो कोई भी चीज़ को root से धीरे धीरे एकदम initial start करके उसके बाद grow करते हो और over the period of time you receive that success, like you get that success. But when you get that overnight success, it's really traumatizing.
तुम्हें पता
When
ही
you
नहीं
don't
क्या
have
करना
it,
है.
yeah. When you
exactly.
don't have
मतलब
it.
You don't know how to handle it.
handle it properly. Like you just
It's like you said, it's an event. Suddenly one day something becomes a hit and then it's an event. After that it still goes on. Like life still goes on. You still
life goes on.
Yeah.
Another day you have to do the same.
yeah.
There was a
Get into things which are more chill. बहुत ज़्यादा profound बात
I think maybe of this discussion, maybe people do not have the clear vision of what success is to them.
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
अरे इसमें भी एक चीज़ था ना कि coming back to your
I
point
don't,
कि
Even
satisfaction.
I don't, but
Figuring it out.
sitting
All
here
of us
and acting
together.
like
I mean, it's
we're
okay
very
to figure
successful.
it
Yeah,
out.
it's okay.
हर चीज का ना pressure ले लिया है.
यार वही तो है ना मतलब
यही
if you
तो
think
Gen
in a
Z वाला
manner-
thing है.
Yeah,
सब
exactly.
चीज में pressure.
सब में hustle
I can see
करना
this
है.
happening a lot in Bombay. Everyone's very busy. Everyone's hustle. I see it's a very busy, like busy as in no one has time for anything.
Right.
More or less like that.
I've never been to Bombay, but I've heard that about Bombay.
Yeah.
I've seen casting crew. They fake. They fake, man. They really fake.
No, let's not get into that. I was talking about
But still, it is very important to clear that we are not against the hustle. We are not against working hard. What the point that we are trying to make is, we shouldn't judge people on how much effort they are putting into things, and we shouldn't pressurize others. We shouldn't set standards or define what hard work is for each one of the individual. Like, I hustle a lot in my life. I'm really juggling between a lot of things. And मुझे लगता है मेरा दिन बहुत नॉन प्रोडक्टिव होता है अगर मैं कुछ 3-4 चीज़ें मैंने अपनी लाइफ की डिसिप्लिन वाली नहीं की हैं. आई हैव अ फुल शेड्यूल. अगर वो नहीं करती हूँ तो रात को आई डू नॉट स्लीप वेल. आई डू नॉट फील लाइक आई हैड अ गुड डे टुडे. सो but this doesn't feel like hustling to me. It doesn't feel like working hard to me. It comes naturally to me.
We were talking about that. If you think something is work, जैसे we were talking कि अगर podcast shoot कर रहे हैं हम लोग, अगर किसी दिन ऐसा हुआ कि यार podcast करना है यार, तो मतलब फिर it is not worth it.
Yeah.
We do it because चल आज क्या बात कर रहे हैं, अरे भाई तेरे को पता है क्या हुआ.
So does it seem like a hustle कि ऑफिस से आ रहे हो फिर पॉडकास्ट शूट कर रहे हो? No, it doesn't.
नहीं, we just sit down and we're like अरे अबे उधर ऐसा ट्रम्प को देखा क्या बोल दिया स्पीच में भाई, अरे गजब.
That's the thing, that's the drive. ड्राइव होता है ना, ड्राइव इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग. लाइक हसल और सेटिस्फैक्शन. इवन अ सेटिस्फाइड पर्सन ही इज ऑल्सो हैविंग दैट ड्राइव कि कुछ करते हैं, कुछ नया, वो खुद कुछ ना कुछ करे. कुछ नहीं तो भाई पेड़ पौधा रखा हुआ ना, उसको जाके काट छाट के उसको ठीक करेगा, पेड़ में पानी डालेगा, या ही मस्ट डू योगा और समथिंग, ऐसा कुछ भी, गो फॉर रनिंग. तो वो ड्राइव चाहिए. हसल माइंडसेट वो एक ऐसा है कि लॉस्ट कॉज ऐसा टाइप मेरे को लगता है.
I think also, do you think people like with money, like as in like let's say my dad has a lot of money, am I hustling or am I slowly taking it?
You're just having the right drive and you're taking it.
Haan, exactly. But the hustle concept of pressurizing someone comes very like, I think more or less like to like our world, like where we are in a like very middle class world or a very lower middle class. We're like hustle, make money, become famous. But them, for them it's not like hustle. They're just like, okay, I have the money. Let me think it through. Let me see where I can pitch in, where I can do.
What do I want to do?
Yeah.
Like David Beckham's son is
That way they're chill than us.
So he doesn't want to become like the biggest businessman or something like that. He wants to become a chef. So yeah, when you have choices,
Yeah.
you choose.
Yeah.
Choosers
Beggars
can't
can't
be
choose.
beggars.
Beggars
Beggars can't be choosers. Sorry.
Beggars can't be choosers. My music teacher used to say that back in the day.
वो भी बात सही है.
Choosers can't be beggars. हाँ, वो भी सही है.
But you can have choice in begging.
आज वो वाले सिग्नल पे खड़े रहेंगे. मंदिर के सामने ज्यादा मिल रहा है.
आज चांदी का कटोरी लेके
गाना चेंज कर देते हैं, मजा नहीं आया. पब्लिक को चाहिए सुट्टा मार. हाँ, let's talk about something chill. What concert have you been? Last concert that you've been to?
A music concert.
Any can be a comedian too, or maybe a theater, whatever.
or a museum or something, anything.
No, museum नहीं bre.
concert एक हो गया, art के लिए concert हो गया.
Do you guys like the idea of music concerts? Like,
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It depends on the music.
Yeah, it depends on the artist.
but don't
more
you
or
think
less.
like people go there and like even if they're not enjoying it, it's just the crowd's effect that makes them enjoy the music more than they actually should.
वही concert है ना.
नहीं देख होता है, जैसे मेरे को EDM नहीं पसंद है. कल सनबर्न में ना बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि सब नाच रहे हम खड़े हैं, क्योंकि मेरे को EDM नहीं पसंद है. Because I like live music. सब मजा हो वहाँ पे, ऐसा लग रहा था.
The same thing happens with stand-up comedy, no? Like you go to a stand-up comedian
that is
show.
Not your kind of comedy. So that is
You
not
don't
your
like
kind of
you don't
concept.
like the joke, but somebody else is laughing. You feel the atmosphere and then you
Peer
laugh.
pressure.
नहीं,
So-
but when you like the joke and somebody else is laughing, तब और
और ज़्यादा
हंसी
But my question is like, do people actually go for the comedian or they go for the crowd?
I think comedian.
Comedian.
With comedy, it is
No bro, मेरे को तो लगता है crowd के लिए जाता है.
what for comedy?
Not just comedy. as
Comedy
in-
or any?
Say a concert. If you're going to say a metal concert, ठीक है. You can listen to that song full blast in your speakers, ठीक है. But we go there because we want to be a part of that pit, और फिर वहाँ पे
Yes.
we
It's
want to
good
bang
to
together. There's another kind of camaraderie that gets
Yeah.
built in a concert.
No, it's good to see that people also have the same liking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after a point, if it's a good band, people vibe एक साथ.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
You know, the
Like
song.
You can't do headbanging alone.
Yeah, exactly.
म्यूजिक चला तो फील ही नहीं
हाँ,
आएगा.
feel ही नहीं आएगा वो. That is very depressing.
See, lack of vocabulary.
Depressing. Depression. ठीक है.
Dispression.
तो वही है. So हाँ, what concert have you been last? That was the question.
It's just been a
Shreshta is
long
all
time.
career. कुछ मस्ती नहीं, no music, nothing क्या?
No. Oh my god, no.
Hustle, Shreshta.
No, it's
If
just
you're not
been-
hustling, you're not doing it right. It's just a joke.
Yeah. No, it's not been like that. It's just I've been a little busy lately, so it's just been that. So yeah.
Then let me change the question. What's your favorite pastime these days? Like, what do you do?
Pastime, yeah.
Oh.
Sometime that gives you peace, as in if you had a hectic day or whatever, you just do that and you're like, ab theek lag raha hai. I'm feeling better.
I feel good after my work. I do.
Coming back to the same thing.
Enjoy the work.
I do that. I love coding. मुझे अच्छा लगता है काम करना मेरा और I love dancing. So I really passionately do these two things.
Okay.
Also, you have to improvise your liking, I think, depending on the time. ठीक है. I'll explain.
Explain,
Yes. So, जैसे after the whole day's college, I don't get time to chill with my friends, and I don't
चलो.
I don't get time at all to do anything. The things that would make me give me the peace, like drawing. Okay. So drawing is a process. It's an art. You can't just do it like 1 घंटा कर लिया छोड़ दिया, वैसा नहीं होता है ना. It's like, but मेरे पास 1 ही घंटा है अब दिन का, तो मैं क्या करूँ? Now I need to, my options become very tough.
You need to improvise your liking.
Depending on the time.
Profound.
Because it's my experience, daily experience. So I'm telling it from my experience. So that's the thing.
Yeah, actually makes sense.
And I feel like you should work till all of your time does not go into doing things that makes you feel peaceful.
Actually, when you do a lot of that, even that becomes boring.
No. So what I'm saying is कि work really hard कि इतना पैसा आ गया कि अभी आपको काम नहीं लग रहा है, आप सिर्फ वो काम कर रहे हो जिसमें आपको अच्छा लग रहा है. So आज से 3-4 साल पहले I wouldn't have booked a flight to Bangalore from Pune.
Yeah, to do a podcast.
Exactly.
In which the co-hosts have not even prepared questions.
Yeah.
Where the audience is giving the question to the podcast.
Yeah.
The guests.
Guests, sorry, the guests.
Can you pronounce guests, forests, tests?
Guest tests, sets.
Guess for us test.
Guest.
Forests.
Guests, forests,
Tests.
Who is that
Forest
comedian,
test.
stand-up comedian who has that...
Abhishek.
Abhishek
I think
Upmanyu.
he should try that.
Lips.
जो प्रॉब्लम है उसके नाम में कैसे
It's so torture.
आ जाएगी तेरे को बीमारी है भाई.
Such a torture. मतलब सोचो तेरे को वही problem है and somebody who's giving the name to that problem is keeping that list thing. You have a problem with the S over there. So.
Conundrum.
For me, कितना easy. Sorry. कितना easy हो जाएगा बताना. आपको क्या problem? Lips. तो people will understand इसको है. Prove करने की need नहीं है. फिर वो
Someone like me would get confused.
Lisp, lips.
No, tell me, is that a medical condition or just people randomly use it?
No, it's a medical condition.
Yeah, okay.
Dyslexic is a joke. I know.
Like, I'm very confused if I have it or not. Like, when I'm designing, right? Like, when I'm seeing one word for a longer time, I'm like, is this spelled correct?
Oh,
Is
okay.
loop L-O-O-P?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Then I go and check on ये Google सही है ना? हाँ यही.
Obsess में कितने S है?
भाई कभी तो वैन का स्पेलिंग भूल जाते हैं.
Busyness की business.
लाइक कभी 2 नंबर्स को ऐड किया, उसके बाद फिर से कैलकुलेटर में चेक कर रहे हैं जबकि पता है कि क्या नंबर ऐड किए.
वो तो भाई nerdy talks.
Yeah. For me, like I stay with my family, so for me it's more or less like it's been a routine now that every day after work I don't get to speak to my parents a lot. As in morning I'm busy, I get ready, go to the work and everything. They're busy with their whole work. afternoon they come back home, but I'm not there. So the only time I get is late in the night. So that time that I get time with them, I completely spend it with them, like without phone. Like it just, yeah, that's my peace time. Like where no matter what, it's like if I go for 3 days straight without doing that, that affects me. Oh, I didn't do this for that 1 hour or half an hour. The same thing goes with anyone that I'm meeting. If I'm meeting someone because I have to spend time with them, I don't know, it's just become very habitual thing that I don't use my phone when I'm talking with them, no matter where I go. And I don't know if that can be taken in a wrong way, because in that way I'm also demanding. I'm like, okay, I'm not using my phone, so I don't want you to sit in front of me and use, especially if you're going for a dinner or lunch.
It's actually disrespectful to do that.
Yeah. Because when you're working, what is the quick break you take? Take your phone, scroll. So the only time you get with your pets or with your family or with your loved ones, spend it. Because maybe one day that, when you're far away, you're like, no, I just need that 1 hour to spend with them.
Yes.
That's quite right.
So, yeah.
I was having one question on fear.
Fear.
Let's say you are a ambitious woman, okay, and
Let's say.
Hypothetically.
or you're having a name ki okay, I'll become some great actor or a very big research scientist, something like that, and that will take somewhat around 10 years of time period. ठीक है, वो पूरा 10 साल लग जाएगा तुमको वहाँ तक पहुँचने में. तो उसके बीच में विल यू गेट अ थिंकिंग कि भाई शादी कर लेते या नहीं. ठीक है, मतलब थोड़ा आई गेस आई लॉस्ट समवेयर इन द मिडिल. क्वेश्चन क्या था यार मेरा? उतना देर से बात कर
You said something about fear.
शादी कर लेते.
हाँ नहीं I'll come back. हाँ, तो वो एक डर रहेगा ना कि अच्छा ठीक है 10 साल मेरे को लगेगा वहाँ पहुँचने में, लेकिन ये 10 साल के अंदर आई एम सो डेडिकेटेड कि आई वोंट मैरी और आई वोंट एंड अप विद अ पर्सन. ठीक है, लेकिन अब वो 10 साल पार हो गया, यू बिकेम समवन बिकॉज यू वर एम्बिशियस, और उसके बाद तुम्हारे पास कोई नहीं है लाइफ में, यू डोंट हैव एनी पार्टनर और ऑल मतलब लाइफ भी खत्म हो गया ऑलमोस्ट. यू आर 40 year old and no one wants to get married to you. That's the point.
ऐसे बोल सकते हैं.
हाँ.
You have career ambitions and you have friends and family and all that. You do not give time to friends and family.
Friends and family, you were invested in the your career thing.
At the end of it, will you be satisfied when you reach that career wala goal, or will you miss कि अरे सब दोस्त चला गया?
हाँ.
That's what we were talking about, the hustle part, no? Like, I think it's just told and portrayed in a very wrong way. Like, okay, you at your 20s start hustling till you're 35 or 40. Forget everything, ignore everything, hustle, go to a point. Now you're 35, 40, you're famous, but you don't have a family.
Right.
You feel empty.
Yeah,
You feel empty.
you don't have anything, because for those 15-20 years you didn't bother looking back.
Right.
So that's why I stopped that concept of like ignore everything and run in your path. Okay, if you want to do it, but be very clear. Like, let's say I'm 20 years down the lane, I can't tell people this is your only way. Yes,
right.
you have to keep your focus on, but be for your family.
You have to be there.
Because, so that you don't miss out on it later. Very
There
well
was a
said.
beautiful graph about consistency. So it's like a bar chart. So consistency is like one day 100%, 20%, 70%, 60%,
Yeah.
10%. So consistency is doing it every day, but you do not have to do it in the same intensity. Like with workouts, like if you go to gym regularly, you'll not feel the same drive for it. And kabhi you'll be a little sore in the back, or maybe there's some pain, or you've partied hard or something like that. So you cannot do your exercises to your full potential, but at least you should go and do that exercise. So hustle mindset is probably to do it with the same intensity every day.
Yeah.
But
That
which is wrong, which is
That
Like
cannot
you said
be
about marriage also, I don't see how marriage should stop anything. If we are an engineer, you don't stop yourself from not marrying. You would still do your career and get married. So I think it should be the same with anyone, a musician, an actor, anyone. Just get married if you want to. When you are sitting on a dating app, checking 3 to 4 times if someone's music choices are matching. Why can't you just pick this? Also, like, the person has to be okay with your career goals or whatever it is, so you can move forward.
I think his question was, I guess it might be related to the people whose work is more demanding. For example, for us, like I'm an engineer, so I can balance a lot of things because I have a 9 to 5 job. There are some careers, there are some paths which are more demanding, or they are just like directing you just to focus on that only one thing. This can also happen, but in that case you should know that you are choosing this path. You should be aware of the outcomes.
So you should be ready to bear the
Consequences, yes. For example, there are a lot of people who never married. Do you know that Albert Einstein, he was so much into his work that he forgot that today is his wedding, sorry. This happened. So there are people who just get lost into their work. And
Which is fine also, I
which
think.
is fine as long as they are aware.
They are aware
Which
of
is
it.
very fine, but I don't think that should be preached upon people.
Yeah.
This is how you get
See,
to
that
where
is
you
the
are.
thing. Like a maths problem doesn't have like one solution. Like you can you can have one
Multiple
solution.
ways.
It's like multiple
Answers.
no,
one
it's like the steps you follow.
Take.
It's
जैसे
like
LHS
एक
ही
ही
RHS नहीं हो सकता,
procedure,
RHS भी LHS हो सकता है.
एक ही procedure
और
नहीं है
teacher if
एक
you're watching.
problem के लिए. So yeah, it should be preached that you can take different paths
And even
and it's
like
fine.
There's a thing na कि मतलब even if you have a girlfriend, most of the time she'll ask you out कि I need some time.
Exactly.
We need time.
That's why.
That's the main factor. When you get married, you have to give time to your family. You
Yes.
cannot be invested on like your own business.
And also, if you are too invested in your work, you should not also get married.
Right.
अगर सामने वाला is not on the same page,
हाँ.
like they are
Yes.
demanding
ऐसा,
a
yes.
lot, but आप कह रहे हो कि नहीं मुझे तो करियर भी करना है, शादी भी करनी है, शादी कर ली, but you are not able
तब
to
तो बैंड
put
बजेगा
efforts.
बेटा.
बैंड आपका नहीं बजेगा, सामने वाले का बज रहा है, उसकी लाइफ खराब हो रही है. You have already chosen your path.
Easily you have to be on the same page.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
फिर
very
वो साइलेंस
Exactly.
ट्रीटमेंट मिलेगा हर जगह ना.
So see, sorry हाँ, this is very stereotypical. You know what guys do? गलती खुद कर रहे हैं, उन्होंने गलत किया है, but end में बोल देंगे मुझे साइलेंस ट्रीटमेंट, मेरी बैंड बज रही है, मुझे साइलेंस ट्रीटमेंट मिल रहा है.
The thing
This
is you
so
have to be
wrong.
clear. You have to be clear with her.
पता नहीं
But
चलता है ना
don't
गलती
say-
कहाँ पर है.
Just don't say these things randomly कि मेरी बैंड बजेगी. आपने गलती की है यार,
तो बैंड
उसकी बज रही है.
हाँ मेरी मतलब he's talking about everyone.
See, when it comes to silent treatment, you know where the root cause is. Why silence happened. You know the answer.
But कभी कभी पता भी नहीं होता है.
जनता को जानना है भाई.
जनता को जानना है, तेरे को जनता को जानना है.
अरे nation wants to know.
Chilla wants to know.
अनुराग
Chilla
गोस्वामी.
audience.
नहीं, but मेरे को बड़ा एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज हो रहा था.
हाँ. हाँ, बोल.
तो जैसे जरूरी है क्या कि लाइफ का एंडिंग हैप्पी होना चाहिए या फिर सक्सेसफुल होना चाहिए या फिर मतलब एक ऐसा इंक्लाइन पे आ गया तो ऐसा ऊपर ही बढ़ते रहना चाहिए? ऐसा नहीं कि ऐसा गया और फिर नीचे गिर गए और फिर थोड़ा सा ऊपर आए. एज इन
तुम बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन एक क्वेश्चन में पूछ रहे
नहीं,
हो.
माय क्वेश्चन इज कि ऐसा नहीं है ना कि सक्सेसफुल होना ही है, चाहे पैसा कमाना ही है, चाहे आई हैव टू बिकम बेटर. बीच में जेल भी हो सकता है, बीच में एक्सीडेंट भी हो सकता है, बीच में मेरे को कोई इलनेस भी हो सकता है. एंड नॉट टू बी बिटर अबाउट इट बिकॉज इट इज ऑल पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ.
You're talking about detachment, जो कृष्ण जी ने गीता में ज्ञान दिया था.
Almost that, yeah. Just do what you're doing and whatever is coming, just take it as
Yeah.
निष्काम
be good
कर्म.
for God. निष्काम कर्म.
Also,
Yeah.
the definition of success and happiness, it's different for different people.
But is it important to be happy? Either.
I think it's important to be content. So,
नहीं, वो भी क्यों जरूरी है? कंटेंट अगर नहीं रहे तो क्या लाइफ खराब रहेगा क्या?
नहीं,
It will be an
खराब
experience.
खराब
I think
नहीं।
life is an experience, right?
yes.
So that can be मतलब multitude of things. It doesn't have
That- Don't you think happiness is in like mind?
yeah.
If I think that I'm happy, I'm happy. If you think that maybe if you were, when you were 10 years back, you wouldn't think that you would come here in Bangalore and
Yeah.
live in your house and make a podcast. But you are. So if you think about that, you're happy. But if you're thinking about, hey, no, dude, I haven't gone anywhere yet. you know, I still have a long way, then maybe you're not so happy. You're just like thinking about what
So
could
bringing
be.
it to Buddhism, comparison is the root cause of all sorrows. We are getting to spirituality. We started from
Expectation.
dating.
Yeah.
Expectations. Spirituality.
Yeah.
So I guess the end goal is to actually find the purpose. That's the point.
और वो पर्पस मीडियोकर होना भी हो सकता है बहुत लोगों के लिए. Yeah,
जरूरी नहीं
exactly.
है कि बहुत
Like
you know
not using the word mediocre. It sounds a little bit negative.
मुझे अभी से लगने लगा है, बट मे बी कुछ लोगों को थोड़ा बाद में लगे. लाइफ इज एक्चुअली नॉट अबाउट द मटेरियलिस्टिक थिंग्स जो हम
Yeah.
सक्सेस पैसा या जो भी बात कर रहे हैं. लाइफ एंड में पता चलेगा कि ये सब तो इस बारे में था ही नहीं.
मोह माया.
अरे इसके लिए बस एक वर्ड ब्रह्मम सत्यम जगत मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्म ने न प्रहा.
अबे, सब पहचान गए.
ये हर बार बोलता है.
हर बार हर दिन.
ये वेट कर.
ट्रांसलेशन टू कि ब्रह्म इज द ओनली सत्य और पूरी जगत जो है मिथ्या है. मतलब ब्रह्मा इज ड्रीमिंग एंड वी आर हैविंग ऑल दिस.
क्या बोल
सही है. बहुत सही. मजा आ गया भाई. स्पिरिचुअलिटी नहीं खत्म कर.
We can talk more about it.
Are you guys spiritual? Like, what are your spiritual beliefs or something? Like, if you want to talk about
Are you
it.
on a spiritual journey? Yeah. You're getting enlightened, exploring yourself.
Have you explored yourself?
Are people more spiritual these days, or they used to be more
As
spiritual
social
back in the
media
day?
made people more spiritual.
Possibly, but I don't like the very Western concept of spiritual, spiritualism. But coming to the question of are you, yes, I am, but I also feel like if I have those things left out, like the voids left out, that you didn't do this, you wanted to do this, you didn't do this, and then still take a path of it, I still feel incomplete. Maybe along the way, when the right time comes, like a lot of people say, right? So it was along the way, and then suddenly it just flashed and
You feel it
everything
from
changed.
within,
Yeah. Again, the living, right? Like the way of living.
Yeah.
If we are living a little spiritual life, that's not gonna go anywhere. You are going to continue it, whether in this life. According to Hinduism, it's like that. In this life or not, you do certain things right now. Let's say you do 10 or 20% of spiritual. It's not gonna go anywhere. You're still gonna come back and continue that path. I believe in it, so.
Yeah, you have to take a lot of births to get moksha.
Yeah, but yeah, if you're hell-bent on like following the path, then I think that's your route.
Yeah.
You're doing it because maybe all your past things has brought you here, so you're continuing it.
10%, 15,
Yes,
17,
yes.
95 आ गया.
Yeah.
करके जाना है, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But more than spiritualism, I think it's very important for people to know the real value of it, at least. Like how it is done. The true meaning of spiritualism and the true way of how people lived their life previously following this path. I think that'll teach a lot of people a lot of things.
What do you mean by how it is done?
Not how it is done. I'm not talking about like spiritualism, how it is done. The way of living, like, you know, how they lived their life, how they did what they're responsible for doing, like the responsibilities, like their karmas, everything, they did all that and still went by the path.
You're talking about characters like Ram and Krishna, how they lived their lives. Learning from them, or
Not just them,
Who
I
lived
think
their
people
life?
around them
Okay.
also, lived
People,
like that.
Complete their responsibilities and then they go ahead with the.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, more or less like that. Just because, I mean, I don't say no to that. If people want to do that, let them do. Just because you're in a spiritual path doesn't mean like leave everything behind and run.
She's talking about the 4 ashrams in Hinduism.
Yeah, like take the
Brahmacharya,
responsibilities.
Grihastha,
Yes.
Vanaprasthas and
and
sannyas.
sannyas?
Yeah, because you are put in that position to take that responsibility.
पॉडकास्ट मिलेगा तुम लोगों को कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँचाते हैं भाई. Yeah, you're right. Like it is divided in 4 parts. No?
For one example, let's say someone in your family or someone that you love, someone in your surrounding is possibly not able to live a life like you live. Let's say they're physically not able or mentally not able, something. So kind of when they're near you, it's sort of your responsibility, right? When you're the loved ones, when they're very... So finish that, maybe give that to them, and then go, like along the way.
But you have to complete your responsibilities
Yes.
first and then after that.
Yes.
But there are different schools
Not
of spirituality.
after that, along the way.
Not spirituality. एक question सुनना. जैसे we talk about कि अरे वो बहुत सन्यासी आदमी है, he has no attachments, वो सब चीज छोड़ के हिमालय चला गया, great person, बहुत enlightened है, ठीक है. You know that there's a lot of people suffering, right? If you are somebody who can do something for them, let's say that you work and you donate all your money to charity, or you do charity on your own. You work but you don't take those fruits for yourself, you give it back. So which is more noble, to leave everybody and go and do your spiritual journey and get moksha or whatever you want, or to work hard, earn and then give it all away?
I think both of them are important. Both of them are important. One is actually maintaining a legacy. One is actually keeping these things intact. One is actually giving back to the society. So it is almost as equal as like आग डोनेट करना ज़्यादा अच्छा है या ब्लड डोनेशन ज़्यादा अच्छा है. यू कांट जस्ट चूज़ वन. आई मीन सोसाइटी में आप एक चीज़ पिक नहीं कर सकते हो कि एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज़ पर फाइट करें या गर्ल्स वाले इशू पर फाइट करें, राइट? इट इज़ अ सिमिलर क्वेश्चन.
मतलब सारा कलर्स होना
चाहिए. 6 दर्शन है ना हिंदुइज्म में, सब में अलग अलग पाथ है.
आई थिंक दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ सनातन धर्म. लाइक यू देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ पाथ्स. आपको अपना स्पिरिचुअल पाथ डिफाइन करना है. इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी apart from these 4 paths as well which you mentioned, apart from this as well, आपको जो भी फॉलो करना है, जिस भी कैपेसिटी में फॉलो करना है, बी सेल्फ अफेयर एंड डू इट. इवन इन श्री शिव महापुराण इट इज़ मैंशनड कि या तो आप कितने तरीक़ों से आप लाइक स्पिरिचुअल हो सकते हो या भगवान को डेडिकेटेड हो सकते हो. वन इज़ आप मंत्र जाप कर रहे हो. आई एम नॉट एन एक्सपर्ट इन दिस बट जितना पढ़ा है उसके हिसाब से बोल रही हूँ. लाइक मंत्र जाप कर सकते हो. मंत्र जाप इस भगवान का नाम लेना, या एक्चुअली में ये सन्यासी बन सकते हो, ब्राह्मण बन सकते हो, या फिर अच्छे काम भी कर सकते हो. सिर्फ इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी कि आप उसी बात को फॉलो करो कि नहीं मुझे मंत्र जाप ही करना है, मुझे पूजा ही करनी है. देयर आर चॉइसेस. आप सिर्फ अच्छे काम करो. सो इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि सन्यासी ले लिया तो वो गलत हो गया बिकॉज वो सोसाइटी को नहीं दे रहे हैं वो. वी आर नॉट रियलाइजिंग इट.
Also, you can take some of it इधर से उधर से and make your own path. That is also there.
मतलब वीकेंड्स पे हम ऐसा सन्यासी है बट
नहीं वैसे
वीकडेज पे क्लबिंग ब्रो.
वीकेंड्स पे क्लबिंग करते हैं.
अच्छा
वीकडेज पे क्लबिंग करेंगे.
beggars chooses का beggars
2 दिन
सन्यास करेगा.
काम करेगा नहीं, सन्यासी बन जाएगा.
काम भी नहीं करेगा, सन्यास करेगा.
सही है.
नहीं एक थिंग वाज कि अगर तुम जैसे सोसाइटी को दे रहे हो कुछ भी, मतलब तुम कमाया जितना भी, यू हैव गिवन बैक टू द सोसाइटी, बट द थिंग इज स्टिल यू आर इन दैट लेकिन व्हेन यू गो फॉर दैट जो भी स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी और मोक्ष का जो होता है बेसिकली सारा सेंसेस को अपना रिमूव करना है जितना भी क्या उसको क्या बोलते हैं, पंचभूत समथिंग.
dissolve yourself in the 5 elements.
यस. तो वो चीज़ यू कैन नॉट डू दैट. लाइक दैट मोक्ष वाला थिंग यू कैन नॉट अचीव दैट. बट हाँ सेल्फ सेटिस्फैक्शन हो जाएगा. एक रहेगा कि हाँ जो मैंने कमाया, सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन, या हाँ शायद अपना पाथ मिल जाए उसमें.
वो भी तो सेल्फिश है.
Actually सही बात नहीं है.
About when you're talking about people who are leaving everything in the society and going away, right? Are we talking about someone like you just leave your family, go and start, telling things to another family that you've gathered? No. Are we talking about them or someone who goes to Himalayas and start
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I have seen this somewhere as in one of the podcasts, I think, when like someone like us can also end up going in the spiritual path of like I just explained, and there is again how the Aghoris do it. Leave everything and get rid of all the materialistic things by doing horrible things.
Yeah. They
Like-
indulge in all the 5.
Yes. Yeah, to get rid of lust, to get rid of food cravings, the
Gluttony.
yeah, exactly.
Getting
So
rid of anything. No, sorry.
not getting rid of it as in the what?
You indulge in it to get rid of it.
Yeah,
exactly. जैसे
yeah.
होता है ना कि
That's
हम
the
एक सप्ताह में
horrible.
कंटिन्यूअस आलू का
Yeah,
पराठा
it's
खाएं तो आधे को
it's not
आलू का
horrible.
पराठा
It's a horrifying way of.
It is another
Yeah.
extreme.
Yeah,
extreme. When you go to that extreme, you
It's still fine. An Agori is still reaching their
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
just the ways.
Like
of
she said, na, there are different ways of reaching the same place.
It's the tamasic way.
So वो उसको बोलते, that is actually the left hand of God.
Yeah. It's
Mm.
like the left wing of Indian spirituality. Yeah. No, not in the bad way. Different extremes, left, right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
बढ़िया है यार, बहुत मस्त कॉन्वर्सेशन हो.
So, if you have anything else to say, or we can wrap it up.
I thought we were doing a podcast on mindset of an Indian girl. Mindset of an Indian girl.
This is the mindset of Indian girl.
Yeah.
She talks about cooking home food, and then she talks about being career oriented and balancing family at the same time. And she does know about what book you're talking about.
Shri Shiv Mahapuran.
This is Indian women.
I thought you were going to ask me what is feminism, what are my points on feminism.
बलात्कारी हो तुम.
मुझे क्या क्या challenges आए हैं.
This is fresh and fit. Bangalore version.
Exactly.
सिलेबस का बात
जो क्वेश्चन लिखा था उसमें कुछ नहीं पूछा.
रट्टा मार कर.
Guys, वो है ना joke, there is this like you guys are getting paid, like that kid is there, you guys got questions. He's saying.
हाँ नहीं यार, लेकिन I like the conversation. I had fun.
Yeah,
I love talking. That's the reason we have created this podcast. लोग बकचोद हैं और कुछ नहीं. So that is that, and thank you for traveling all this distance. Rashi's traveled all the way from Pune.
Yay.
So yeah, she has a flight tonight. Yeah. So thank you very much, Rashi.
Thank you for having me.
Shreshta traveled from the
From-
another
Part
part
of
of
From
Bangalore.
one corner of Bangalore to another corner of
No,
Bangalore.
she came from Bangalore. We are not in.
We are in Kolar. Yeah, bro. Yeah, so thanks for that, bro.
Thank you for having me.
And Snehva,
It's nice.
स्नेवा को ज्यादा थैंक्स बोलना चाहिए भाई. स्नेवा ना पॉडकास्ट का 15 मिनट पहले उसको बोले कि स्नेवा आ जा.
स्नेवा चल नहा ले.
स्नेवा जल्दी तैयार हो जाती है. अरे कपड़ा नहीं पता. अरे सब ठीक है, बैठना है. अरे बस ऊपर का फ्रेम आएगा.
Exactly.
Taken one of their t-shirts.
Yeah.
I told that, but they
Yeah,
wanted.
he rejected that idea.
Yeah. See,
It should be demanding. Like, you want me in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
get me the
Yeah,
chillam
yeah.
thing.
Get my food ready.
Yeah.
Shoes लाके यहाँ पे रखने का, साफ कर.
But before ending
Mentality of an Indian girl.
no.
Saying something.
Yeah, I was saying that before ending this podcast, I wanted to say that I have been behind the scenes also. So they make it look easy. Okay, the Chillam group. Okay. So
शरण किधर तुम्हारे? भगवान आ
प्रेम में नहीं आ रहे.
प्रेम में नहीं. दूर high five. हाँ बोल बहुत अच्छा.
हाँ अच्छा.
सुन.
So तो
Make
they
it
do
look easy,
they
but
do
it's not.
make it look easy, but it's not easy. They and also it's not like कि सिर्फ यही करते हैं, तो they have their own day-to-day job also.
निकम्मा नहीं है हम लोग.
नहीं निकम्मा नहीं है. I just want to give that disclaimer.
We got the question, she got the script.
एक नंबर.
नहीं ये एक्चुअली क्या ना एक्सपीरियंस से मैं बोल रही हूँ, क्योंकि मैं रहती हूँ ना इनके साथ, तो दिस इज इट्स नॉट अ पॉडकास्ट फॉर देम, इट्स लाइक अ डेली टॉक. ये कॉन्वर्सेशन, इफ दे आर ड्रंक, इफ दे आर अदर.
We don't drink.
Yeah, okay,
No.
नहीं
fine.
देख रही यार.
बीप कर देंगे, ठीक है?
हाँ ठीक है.
He does what?
और खराब हो जाएगा भाई, क्या करता है?
Chillam is not a wordplay. Just chill.
Chill
hum.
out, yes.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
सही
all.
है. End thoughts भाई लोग कुछ पढ़ के लिखना है. तुम भी स्क्रिप्ट लिया क्या? और हम आदर किए. सही है bro, it was a really fun conversation with you all. I hope you guys had the similar fun that we had.
Yes.
And we might do it sometime later again. We'd love to host you. Next time you come, stay here. We'll host you.
Alright.
You don't have to spend that money in hotels and stuff.
Alright.
We'll make some food for you. Dal and all.
Good. Use different kind of dals now.
Yeah.
For higher protein.
और कुछ बोलना है?
नहीं तो चिलम चिल पॉडकास्ट का यहीं पर हम लोग सेशन
अंत
खत्म
करते
करते हैं.
हुए
अंत
और,
करते हुए कुछ और जानना है? कुछ
अरे अपना टी-शर्ट देख लो भाई लोग.
अरे खड़ा आएगा नहीं फ्रेम में शायद, लेकिन ठीक है हम लोग टी-शर्ट का अलग से फोटो डाल देंगे. और you
सब
can
खरीद
buy
लेना.
this, we'll provide the link in our bio. और जाओ भाई कर लो, क्या है अच्छा दिख रहा है भाई. पीछे में फोटो देख ले. तो लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब और बाय बाय.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sign
So
off.
this is the end of Anurag's therapy session.
Relationship counsel.
Relationship counseling, yes.
काउंसलिंग अच्छा हुआ मेरा.
यही रखना ना वो YouTube का उसमें रिलेशनशिप काउंसलिंग